Hey guys, it's Todd with Elite Group. I'm one of the operations managers for those that don't know me. I'm here with Robbie Het. He is going to give us a little info on tips to get more requests. So, Robbie, what would be one of your best um, attributes to getting a request?
Well, do I just do my best one out of the gate, or do I save it for last?
Right.
I would say that there's a couple of tactics, and this is really geared towards all the inspectors out there. Some guys' personalities, well, obviously, we're all different personalities, so some guys are just better than others at basically selling stuff. And when mean selling, I don't mean literally selling stuff. It means sell yourself. And how do you do that? Well, obviously, one is courtesy out of the gate, being courtesy, cleanliness, how you look, how you talk. People basically react to that, and that's how you gain them as far as trust, as far as wanting to work with you further, is just by those few little simple things out of the gate. So cleanliness, your look, your shirt's tucked in, your pronunciation, you're talking with the clients properly, and getting back to talking to clients properly, your basically explanation. I always train the guys to talk in monotone. So anytime you explain something, whether it's minor or whether it's serious, you're always going to keep a monotone based tone to your voice. We don't elevate it. We don't go outside the box to tell them because you just happen to be a landscaper at one time in your life. You're not going to go over the talking about how when you were a landscaper, this is what you would do. That's what you don't want to do. Agents key into that and they're like, why is he going, you don't need to go any further than that. You just explain it and then basically go from there. So keep everything monotone, keep it a cool, calm, collective voice. Anything can be fixed. It's just who wants to fix it. That's all we're really going to worry about. So from there, next.
So, since you're on that topic of monotone, why don't we talk about taking that 5 minutes when you get to the job, or less, whatever it takes you, to clear your head of anything else that was going on at home or anything in your personal life that's going on, so you can get down to it with your inspection. Your mind is set for that inspection and you've cleared yourself of all the other.
It's great. Absolutely great point. I have a couple things that I'll touch on that, and I'm glad you brought that up. But yeah, just even 10 minutes early to a job it helps tremendously. 15 minutes is great because when you pull up, you're kind of already assessing a property, right?
Yeah.
And sometimes if it's vacant, you're already out of the car and working. A 15-minute head start is huge benefit.
Yeah,
But
it takes all that. It takes all that, especially if you have another job to get to. It takes a lot of that pressure of getting to that next one. You're already starting early, so you're taking some of that pressure off of
yeah,
yourself.
and if you see a bad house, you already know that you're probably gonna have to make a phone call, early on in that inspection to let them know you might be a little late to your next one. So those are all benefits to help out. But getting back to that 5 minute and clearing your head, that's very important because agents, clients on the other end, they don't care about your turmoil. They don't care about your personal life. I'm sorry. It's
Right.
just the way life is. And we're providing a service. And when you get out of that car, you need to make sure that you're in the right headspace. And whether that be traumatic, losing somebody, I'm pretty sure that everybody's going to handle that differently. I went through it multiple times, literally on the way to the job, and then finding out someone
Yeah,
passed or
I've
something
gone through.
tragic's happened to a loved one, and we all deal with that differently. So listen, God forbid that time ever came, but what I'm saying is when you get there, you have to click into inspector mode, elite mode, and that's very important. So just keep that in mind, guys.
So, before you start your inspection, what do you do to really get the client involved, or what would be something you would talk about in
Yes.
your introduction to
That's
them?
great. No, that's great. Protocol. It's elite protocol is what it is. We used to train this forever, and that's as soon as you get there, you get out, you introduce yourself. Some people, again, personalities are different. So some people, it almost feels like they're avoiding you. They'll just say hi, and they'll be like, "Hey, there's our inspector." No, introduce yourself, who you are. Hand them your card right away. introduce yourself to everybody. Let them know what's going on. Let them know what you're going to be doing. I'll be starting outside, do the exteriors, the roof, all that. Then you'll see me inside. When I'm done at the end, we'll do a verbal summary and we'll go over everything. And then if you have any questions or anything I didn't mention outside of that, let's go back through it. Before I leave, this is what I say. Before I leave, I want to make sure we're all on the same page so that we have everything in the report. And it's a great delivery, and actually you will get help from the other side. Another one to that too is basically when loved ones, family members that love to come and help the buyers and tell them what they know and give their 2 cents. Listen, don't be angry if a father's following you around. Don't be angry if Uncle Joe's following you around and he's telling you everything, spouting off every code possible. The way to deter that is to say, hey, look, I have to concentrate on my inspection. I can't talk and walk at the same time. I don't want to miss anything. But the best thing for you to do is go around and make notes of what you're seeing. And then when I'm done at the end, let's go over them. And you know what? 90+% of the time, you're going to deter them away from you to go on their own, and you'll be able to concentrate on your business. So,
yeah, I've noticed a lot also that they'll ask to follow you, and within 15 minutes, they see that you know what you're doing, and they go off on their own.
Absolutely.
Or the agent will take them away.
Yes, good agents will. Good agents that do know the system now, know the protocol to not have them follow and bug the inspector. It's just bad juju. So, but do use them to your advantage. Make them feel welcome. Make them feel like they're actually a part of the inspection, and you will utilize them because 2 sets, 3 sets, 4 sets of eyes are better than just yours. Trust me. When you're on that job, there's other little things, and we've all come across that where they've pointed something out, and you're like, really? Okay, it's not a big, it's cosmetic, or it could be something big, So just utilize that. Utilize them. Basically, what we're really after is the return agent. It's the agent is who's returning. So, and that's on both sides. And I'm going to tell you, actually, there's a couple of things. One of the tricks to the trade was when I first started, I wanted to work myself out of a certain area. So I knew that Saturdays and Sundays, the older guys weren't working Saturdays and Sundays. They worked the Monday through Friday. I would do the Saturdays and Sundays in order to get my foot in the door with those agents. Once I did that, then I would work as hard as I can to do everything they asked me to do, even outside of my guidelines sometimes, just to get that agent to start using me. And it worked, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
So that's one trick is, the Saturday and Sunday thing. The other one is when you're talking, just remember the listing agent, their ears are always listening. They're around the corner. They may not be within line sight, and either is a buyer's agent. So when you talk, you have to be very careful about how you explain things. Again, don't go over the top. If you were in a certain industry and you're really good at that, HVAC, pools, something like that, roof, you don't need to go out of your way. It's good to have that information, and only give what you need to give as far as what you're explaining in your findings. Okay?
Also facts only.
Facts.
I've had agents over the years say, we're not interested in your opinion. We want just the facts. So try to keep your personal opinions out of
100%.
anything in the
100%.
inspections.
And you'll know the situation when it's right to do that. I mean, like I said, everybody's different. Every situation's different. So you're going to learn to basically sometimes just pull people out of a situation, take them out front and talk out front rather than in front of the seller who's basically feels like he's trapped because his agent's not there. Now you're coming up with all these findings. It's starting to get escalated. So you'll learn your ways around the inspection. But the main thing is obviously the listing agent and the buyer's agent. So learning how to talk to them and talk in front of them to their clients is so important, guys. If I was out in the field, it's better. This video is kind of hard to explain it, and hopefully this gives you some insight. I mean, if this helps anybody, then great. My 15 minutes here is not wasted. But I got very good at it, and also just being able to get my foot in the door, and once you get it in there, being able to create a conversation with people. One of my tricks that I learned early on, because I was so young at the time when I started, was learning how to basically get people to engage with me so that they would like me, or let me in their house, because sometimes they would just deny me from getting in, whether that be they're a tenant, whether they're disgruntled seller because they're losing their house. They don't want to let you in. Well, guess what? You got to get creative. You want to get in. We got to get that job done. So I would always find something that maybe that I could see on the property or through the door when they open the door up or something, and I would just strike a conversation, whether it be about cars, whether it be about horses they had on the wall, whether it be anything like that. Just be creative and just have a conversation with them. And you don't need to have a 20-minute conversation, but it actually creates a friendship. They don't know it. Subconsciously, you're already sucking them in and you're having this conversation. And that goes with anybody that's on that job. So, the more you are friendly and the more you create that great vibe and atmosphere with them with discussion, it helps a lot, and especially with obviously your buyers, because your buyers, you want them to have trust in you, and by engaging with them and maybe having a short conversation, that helps quite a bit, guys. So outside of that,
yeah, one of the things I like to do is when I get there in that introduction, I ask them right up front, hey, is there anything specific concern that you might have for this property?
Yeah, don't ask that question. Whatever you do. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, no, that's a good one. And it's usually, the only reason I joke about that, because it is the same 5 things
the
that
roof.
we say. Well, the roof, the plumbing, and we're like, that's why we're here. So I'm here for the major things. That's a good one. Hey, listen, I'm here for the major thing. The cosmetic stuff, you guys can see that as you walk through now. That's why you're here. So feel free, to point any of that out, but I will put all that in the report, take pictures. But the 5 majors is what I always explain. That's roof, plumbing, electrical, foundation, and then the high dollar stuff. So your doors, windows, your heating and air conditioning, anything that's mechanical, that's what we're here for. So that's another good one to explain things out. That gives people a calm also. And then the delivery at the end, that's where basically you're going to suck your agents in to want to reuse you. And that, again, monotone, just a cool, calm delivery. Knowledge is power. Any knowledge, because you're going to get challenged. People will question you. And having the knowledge, the more knowledge, the better, because it's power. You have the right answer for them. So that being said, really it comes down to the end of it. And it's all on how you explain everything. And don't be timid. You're going to have people from both sides that will try to intimidate you, try to get you out of that house in a quick, timely manner, so that you don't fight. They're smart. These people some of them are professionals in different aspects of the business, and that might not be in a good way. I mean, like, they know what they're doing, they'll try to manipulate you. So don't ever be manipulated. Don't ever be pressured. You always have contact at your phone by talking to a manager immediately, taking a picture, sending it over, calling a manager for a certain situation. Don't go down that road with anybody. Call us immediately. We'll get on the phone. If we have to call them direct, we will call them. But outside of that, guys, I just wanted to give you guys a little bit of insight, and we really need to work hard, focus on requests. Requests are important. It creates basically a bond and a return clientele to us, because they like you. And so and that's what we're about at the Elite Group. We're just really still try to create that family atmosphere. As much as we have so many different guys now, the core of the family is still here and still working. The guys that came before you guys, they're only once removed right now. So the basically pioneers of the business are literally just recently retired, and that's 35, 40 years. So that's pretty amazing. Yeah. Second generation inspectors are still here. Most of you guys are going to be probably third generation inspectors. And that's amazing, being in a business at your third generation, 3 decades later. It's kind of cool. So, it's an important job. I want you guys to take that very serious, and to learn from your peers, your managers, and be proud to put on a Elite Group shirt. And when you go out there, we all represent each other. So remember that also, is that when you get out of your car and you're wearing that shirt, you're not only representing yourself, you're representing all your other fellow inspectors, and also the people that came before you, that worked hard to get us where we're at right now, to build this company to where it's at. So really, show that pride, and work hard, and we're very appreciative of it. I'll tell you that much. And I think we got a great team moving forward. We got a younger generation coming up, which is great. So we got new blood, and outside of that, I think that's about all I have to say. Anything else, Don?
No, I think you covered pretty much all of it. It all I think bears down to your good quality inspection, the level-headed, monotone, don't scare anybody, and your work will speak for itself.
Yeah, and the stress.
So
there's times that's going to be stressful out there. You might feel like snapping back at somebody. You might, because they'll put you through that, or the house will put you through that, or you might be carrying something, like Todd said, that we need to leave behind. But it just sometimes it's in you. It's just internally, and it's affecting you. But again, you're going to have to learn how to push that aside and be professional always, in any manner, whether they're pressing you or yelling at you or whatever it may be. Cool, calm, collective. Like I said, you got your manager's number. Anytime, call them if you have a situation, you need some help with that. It's just a fingertip away of calling and helping you through that. So again, man, thanks for your time. Appreciate you guys, and work hard. I want to see those KPI numbers for your request come up. It's not hard to do, guys. It really isn't, and it's going to help you tremendously in the business. So good luck, and thanks for watching.
Thank you all. We'll see you next time.